Hello and welcome to CX Files. I'm your host, Mark Hillary. In this episode, I'll be speaking to Peter Ryan. Peter is one of the best known and widely respected industry analysts covering contact centers and customer experience globally. His career has taken him all over the world, and he is now based in Montreal, Canada, where he is the founder and principal analyst at Ryan Strategic Advisory. Peter and I focused our conversation today on automation and how new technologies are changing the brand-to-customer relationship. Okay, let's listen to the interview. Okay, Peter, so many analysts in the industry have been talking quite a lot about automation in contact centers recently, especially tools like artificial intelligence, machine learning, robotic process automation, chatbots, for example. But there's a lot of disagreement about whether this means the end of humans in the contact center and replacing the human agents with automated bots. Or do these systems help the humans to actually perform better? So what's your take on where these tools are taking us?
I certainly think that there's a lot of opportunity to embrace automation and to bring it into the contact center. My sense is, though, that companies, whether it's outsourcers or enterprises that run their own contact centers, need to be very careful that they don't over-deploy automation in terms of what automation is capable of doing today. There's been a lot of great examples of where automation has been able to help a contact center in terms of collecting information, analyzing that information in real time, and being able to shoot some of that information to agents as they interact with end users. At the same time, automation is a tool, as you say, Mark, and I think that any contact center executive needs to respect what it can do in regards to machine learning, in regards to the capabilities around artificial intelligence, and what it can do in terms of automating responses. Automation's only as good as the level of technology that has been developed to this point, and with that in mind, it's very important to recognize that there are parameters.
Okay, so you mentioned that we do have these tools available today, but are they becoming table stakes? I mean, if I'm a big consumer brand and I'm looking for a contact center partner to manage the interactions with my customers, then should I just expect all this automation to be on the table as part of the deal, or should I be paying extra for these kind of services on top of the basic kind of contact center?
Well, I really think it depends on the type of interactions that the client's going to be looking for. To a large degree, there is becoming a table stakes element when it comes to automated solutions when enterprises are going out and looking for the right outsourcing partner. Now, take into account the fact that many clients are going to have very different requirements. Some might be much more sophisticated in their requirements than others. Then that's the point where you might need to look at the sophistication of the automation solutions, what exactly, not just the agents will be required to do, but also the development that will go into it. That's where you might need to start talking about perhaps a different type of contract, or a contract that takes into account perhaps a few more different elements to it on a value-add basis. But I think the important thing to recognize here, Mark, is the fact that no contract is created equally, and the outsourcer needs to go out. They need to recognize that when they're dealing with individual enterprises, the requirements are going to be very, very different, and they need to tailor their pricing solution and the long-term delivery solution to that individual client.
Okay, do you think that we're maybe in something of a hype cycle then? Are companies going out there looking for stuff like RPA just because they're reading about it in the business press?
It's a big problem right now. The hype cycle is very much a reality, and what I think enterprises need to do is recognize the fact that the needs of their consumers are absolutely changing. They're evolving. Some of them are becoming much more complex. Being able to tailor a solution, whether it's in-house or working with an outsourcer, as you mentioned, to try and satisfy those needs is crucial. Now, the trick is also from the standpoint from the outsourcer side to recognize what the needs of the individual client might be when they go out and they're working with an enterprise, to to determine what can be done with a live agent, what's optimally done with a live agent, and what is optimally done using automation. But the biggest concern that we have here is that practical solutions don't get overshadowed or overtaken by what we call cool technology. And there's lots of examples of this in the past. What we don't want to see is a situation where automation is over-deployed because of this hype cycle, and what that ends up doing is turning consumers against these solutions because perhaps there are examples of where they might not have worked too well, and contact center outsourcers are thrown behind the eight ball where they don't feel that they are willing to try and work with new technologies or deploy new technologies because they don't want to put the client's loyalty at risk in terms of their consumers.
I'm interested to know then also about how do you think that the contact center suppliers are able to charge for these type of services? I mean, for example, most of the time when a client goes out and asks a contact center company for help, they know they're using the FTE model, the full-time equivalent. So they know approximately how many people need to be in the contact center to handle that volume of inquiries. So how do you handle things like automated systems, because it doesn't fit within that kind of FTE model? So how can they price for this?
It's very complex. I think that this is still very much a lot of moving parts. There is no set framework, I think, for pricing right now in terms of deploying automated solutions alongside the traditional workstation model. What we are seeing is a lot of organizations, a lot of outsourcing organizations putting together pricing on a value-add basis, almost parallel in terms of workstations with agents on one side, and then the development, the deployment, and the ongoing operations of automated solutions on the other side of the contract. Now, I think that this is going to become much more standardized in the coming years as these solutions become more mainstay as outsourcers work with clients. That said, I also believe that the level of complexity of automated solutions has the potential to throw things completely into the wind, and this is probably going to be something that many individuals, many executives within outsourcing organizations are going to be struggling with for some time. The bottom line is there is no set strategy or no set formula for how to do this, and I think that this is really a big challenge, both from the standpoint of the outsourcers providing the solutions and the enterprises looking to shop around for them.
Okay, and then finally, just one point about the contracts there that you mentioned. If a company is being paid basically by the number of workstations, then I guess it's not even in their interest to automate. So how does this work for both parties?
Well, it's in their interest to automate, provided they can get the right business model down pat and that the automated solutions are going to be right for them in terms of what their needs are today and what the needs are going to be going forward. I think that this is going to require a lot of trial and error. And that's very much the case in point for, I think, any new business model or any evolving business model. But the bottom line is that outsourcers are going to have to think, to use a very bad cliche, they're going to have to think out of the box in terms of how they price these solutions to make them desirable for the enterprise, and they're going to have to price them accordingly to make sure that they can profit from them. Now, this might sound like a bit of a panacea or a holy grail, but the point is it's going to come. It's just going to take some creative thinking, willingness to break a few eggs to make an omelet, to use a second cliche, and if they can do that, I'm pretty sure that we'll come to some type of resolution on this in the not too distant future. But yes, there is a lot of complexity in this discussion, and there is also a lot of confusion.
Okay, Peter, that's great. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.